Hello everyone, I am TitanicSizedReviews. I review movies, shows, and video games, and today I'm talking about See No Evil, a 2006 horror movie. It is an hour and 23 minutes long. This will be my 17 of 31 Halloween horror movie reviews. I'm just going to get right into the story, and then give my review at the end. And I will say right off the bat, this movie has not aged super well. It's not bad, but it definitely hasn't aged super well. Alright, so the movie begins with two cops going to this random house for some reason that's all boarded up, finding a lady who has no eyes. One of them gets murdered by Kane, our villain of the movie, and the other one loses his arm. He manages to shoot Kane in the head though, and Kane somehow escapes. Just fine. Transition 4 years later, and you see a detention center and a bunch of hoodlums being led by the one-armed man. I'm just going to call him Captain. Well, he leads these boys, Russell, Richie, Michael, and Tyson. And then you're going to see some lady on a bus, and she basically leads the females. And those females are going to be Christine, Zoe, Kira, and Melissa. I don't know her name, so we're just going to call her Lady. Well, they go to this hotel. Apparently, they're going to be doing some community service. If they do this for 3 days, they get a month off their sentence. The lady running this is, well, I'm just going to call her Miss Kane, because it seems kind of obvious. Let's just be honest. Apparently, this is going to be a future homeless shelter, at least according to her. Yeah, right. They mention how there's supposedly some two-way mirrors and other, like, trap doors and such in the hotel, and then that they've found before, but just to keep a heads up. And then everybody kind of gets put to work. Michael's first. He goes to a janitor closet. He has a history with Kira. He's actually, well, she's the reason he got locked up. He goes to janitor's closet. Doesn't really clean super well. You transition to Richie and Tyson, and Richie says he found a treasure map, and he invites Tyson to go with him to get it. So they agree. Then you transition again to a lunch break. Obviously, there's a few little conversations here and there, but they don't really matter. There's the lunch break. Everyone's just gathered around talking. Get introduced to a dog that sneaks into the hotel that the hippie chick Melissa wants to give food to, but Michael scares off by throwing a can at it like a dick. Michael gets some drugs from Russell that he gave him earlier, very inconspicuously, I might add. And Zoe and Melissa agree to go with them. Melissa because she has the hots for Russell. Zoe because she wants to get high like a kite. Well, we transition to later that night. And everybody's basically getting ready for bed, just chilling. Richie and Tyson go looking for this treasure. And they come across a homeless man with no eyes. Obviously, you see multiple points throughout this movie that they're clearly being watched by Kane. It's very obviously him. Well, Richie gets scared and runs away from Tyson, and Kane shows up in an elevator, throws a hook right into Richie's back and hauls that man right into the elevator, knocks him out, kind of like he's Scorpion. Then you transition to the police officer and the lady, and the old lady, Miss Kane, telling them that the elevator is working and one of the kids must not be in the room. So the lady goes to go check. She obviously bites the dust next, but she actually dies right away. Kane just like smacks her around like a chew toy. Takes out her eyes. See no evil. You're going to get multiple instances in this movie where Kane's having like flashbacks of his childhood, how he was kind of like tortured and his mom would put him in a dog cage and say, "Don't you dare touch your little Pepe with those dirty magazines." She's very faith-oriented, and that kind of instills in Kane. There's a moment where Kira tries to sneak out of the kitchen and messes up hard, makes a lot of noise, and she gets taken by Kane. He takes her because he saw her earlier in the shower, butt naked. You do see the badonkadonk. And he sees the cross on her back. Well, because of this, Kane doesn't want to kill her, so he takes her in this dumbwaiter. The cop guy and Christine see this. The cop guy goes to try to get the other kids back down to the lobby so they can get the hell out of there. Christine does not listen and goes with the cop, and they find Tyson. So they manage to save Tyson. The captain says he's going to go try and, well, kill Kane and find the others to get them out of there. But before he has the chance to do anything at all, he immediately gets a hook right to the throat. He shoots off his gun. Doesn't matter. Doesn't hit Kane. He's dead. Christine grabs his gun, and her and Tyson dip off for a while, just trying not to die. You get a transition of, well, the other degenerates, Russell, Michael, Zoe, and Melissa, up in the penthouse, smoking what I assume is weed. And then you get to see Kane on the other side of the mirror with Kira for some weird reason. I'm not sure why he brought her there and didn't put her in his lair right away. He gets around this hotel very, very fast. No real explanation for this. I know there's a lot of trap doors and all, but still, it's a big place. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. Melissa and Russell leave to go bang. You transition to see Kira in a cage. And Richie's still alive in there, and she asks Richie for help, and, well, Kane takes his eyes. He's dead. Richie's just out. You find out that Kane also has like a bell system, which is how he knows where everyone's at in the hotel. And he's gonna head towards Melissa and Russell. You get a quick transition before this where Zoe has a stolen phone. She took off the lady. She uses it to call her sister. She's kind of a real bitch about it. Well, Kane interrupts the banging, chases after them. They manage to get to a janitor's closet. They do not block it very well at all. They get a fire hose, and Russell tries to help Melissa get down safely. Obviously, he does not succeed. She gets pulled back up, sees Kane. Kane then drops her. She falls through the atrium glass. Her arm is broken. And the stray dog comes back with a bunch of other stray dogs and, well, eats her. She's dead. Then Kane goes after Michael and Zoe. And Michael sees Kane and manages to beat him away and fights him a little bit. They manage to run. Zoe and Michael kind of hide in the same room. Kane almost doesn't notice them, but then he hears that fucking phone ring. So he gets Zoe. Michael does nothing. He's too scared at this point. So Zoe gets murdered. Kane leaves with Zoe's body. Michael gets away. He goes to a different floor, I'm assuming, and he finds Christine and Tyson. They almost shoot him. So now those three are all together. And while they're waiting for this elevator to come down because they hear it, because Kane's one of Kane's bells goes off, goes looking for them. He comes rushing through a wall like a badass, kind of beats Michael away, knocks him out. The other two, well, they get in the elevator. Kane breaks it. They tase him real quick. They climb up. They manage to get away from Kane for the moment, and they end up in his lair. There's no real reason for Kane not to kill Michael. He just doesn't. For some weird reason. Whatever. They find Kira. They want to set her free, but Kane's coming back, so they need to hide. And then they come up with a plan to try to help her get out. Tyson starts breaking glasses with all those eyeballs. Christine goes to try to unlock Kira out of the cage. Kane goes, and he finds Tyson hiding in the room very poorly, I might add, and just crushes him with a safe. He just pushes a safe into him, crushes him up against the wall. I don't know how this kills him, but it does. Then Christine, since she doesn't have the keys because Kane has them, hides in the room. Kane comes back, but so too does Kane's mother, where she reveals that she's Kane's mother, obviously. She starts talking shit to Kane for keeping Kira in a cage and not just, ending her. So Kane kills her. Then they go to a bedroom. Kane just takes Kira and just kind of holds her and is in a weird, I want to say almost like fugue state, just out of his mind, kind of petting her head. He gets snapped out of it when Christine tries to help. Then Michael shows up and they attack Kane. They kind of bust his head open a little bit and maggots come out. Don't know why. Not bad, though. Just don't know why. They go into another room. Kane manages to find them. They have a broken window. He, like, looks out the window, assuming that they're there, and they all attack him. They just jump on that man. They do everything in their power to beat that man to death. They manage to push him out the window. He's still holding on. They beat him up some more. He almost gets Christine. And then the best animation I've ever fucking seen happens in this movie. Best animation ever. Kane's death. He's just got a pipe in his eyeball. He falls all the way down, hits multiple bricks, lands on some rebar, falls all the way through the floor, and his heart gets stabbed by like a pipe, and he's dead. Christine, Michael, and Kira are the survivors. Kane has been KO'd. And I didn't realize when I was watching this that apparently there's 2 of these movies. I had no idea. I had seen this first one a long time ago, had no idea about the second. Honestly, I give this movie a 5 out of 10. I kind of like it. I kind of don't. It's got some questionable choices. The acting is really hit or miss at times. It's still fun, though. It's like a fun horror movie. I'm not going to say it's scary. I don't think Kane is scary at all in this. He's a big dude, for sure. But, I don't know. He doesn't look scary. He's just a big bald guy. Oh no, here comes Baldy. Oh shit, run. Oh. Well. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Kane, I like Kane, but he's not scary. At least not in this. I don't know. I haven't seen the second one. I would assume it's about the same. Click subscribe. Watch my other videos. They're great. Here, there's a link. There's a link to one right now. Yes, that one. That's one of them. I forgot which one it was. As above, so below. Click it. Click it. Subscribe.